The Hawthorne Racecourse in Cicero is about 20 minutes from downtown Chicago. Robert McDuffie, a proud member of the black upper middle class, was there for at least a few hours on most days during the racing season, and he always sat in the same section. So he wasn't hard to spot when Rico and Jerry came looking for him. As the horses entered the clubhouse turn, Rico and Jerry approached him from behind, and before he knew they were there, Rico tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Let's go." Robert didn't bother to ask why. He knew, and he was pretty sure they didn't care whether he saw the end of the race or not. So without a peep, he stood and walked with them to their car like a puppy on a leash. Their destination was an unassuming 10-story office building a few blocks south of the Loop. Constructed of stone and brick that would have taken an earthquake to dislodge, it was a rock-solid edifice worthy of a place known as the City with Broad Shoulders. Robert tried to convince himself that despite the personal escort, there was no reason to panic. So he closed his eyes and tried to stay calm. They arrived at Frank Litvak's building 25 minutes later. When Litvak saw Robert, he greeted him with a smile and a friendly pat on the back. With that gesture, Robert's remaining apprehension melted, and he exhaled audibly. "So what do you think of the Cubs' chances this year?" Litvak said after everyone sat down. "I don't know, I'm more of a Sox fan," Robert said, only a tad self-consciously. "I can see how you might be," Litvak said. "The Cubs suck. Always have." Then, without warning, Litvak's mood changed. He leaned forward and his voice dropped several octaves. "Where's the rest of my money?" "Frank, you know I'm good for it and—" "Bullshit. Where is it?" For the first time since Rico and Jerry scooped him up from the track, Robert started to sweat. "Come on, Frank, you gotta give me a little time." In a matter of seconds, Robert's armpits were soaked, and the beads of perspiration collected above his upper lip. Litvak, as mercurial as he was menacing, rubbed his chin and thought for a moment. What the hell? Today was going to be a very good day. Litvak stood and pointed to the empty anteroom. "Wait outside a minute while we attend to a little business." He faced an oil painting that hung behind his desk. It covered an old-fashioned wall safe. Litvak rotated the circular dial right, then left, then right again, opened the door and extracted a pink velvet pouch. He loosened the string at the mouth, turned it over, and allowed its contents to slide into his palm. A necklace with 16 color-matched rubies, each a prized pigeon-blood red. He held it up to the light from a window, marveled at it a moment, and carefully returned it to the pouch as though it were a delicate flower. He handed it to Rico. "Careful with that," Litvak said. Rico raised an eyebrow but didn't say a word. He glanced at his watch and started for the door. Handsome in a sinister, foreboding way, he had an air of danger that seemed to attract women as much as his rugged good looks did. He was big and solidly built, well over 6 feet tall with dark, sunken eyes, curly black hair, and a perpetual 5 o'clock shadow. "Wait a minute," Litvak stopped him. "I almost forgot about our friend Bobby. Give him a ride back to his car." He yelled in the direction of the anteroom door. "Bobby, get in here." Not certain what Litvak planned for him, Robert had stood near the door the whole time, his ear almost touching it, trying to decipher what was going on inside. He had heard Jerry's remark about the safe. Although Jerry hadn't seen it before, Robert had, and Litvak's comment about being careful, so he surmised that Litvak had taken something out, probably something valuable. When he heard his name, he tiptoed back a few steps from the door before going in.